What's up, everybody? It's Randy with Craft Beer Nation coming back at you with another review. Tonight, got a chance to look at a beer, drink a beer, smell a beer, taste a beer from one of the breweries that I really like, especially when it comes to sours. You know, a lot of people talk about, uh, there's a lot of really good sour breweries out there. I mean, take nothing away from anyone. But I think one of the classics, or one of the ones who've been around for a while, doing really good ones, is Crooked Stave. And I had a chance to visit the source in Denver back in March, I believe, and phenomenal place. A lot of really fun experimental sour beers on tap there at the brewery. Some bottles that I saw there, but that I haven't necessarily seen here on the East Coast. So if you get a chance to, if you're ever in Denver, go to the source, check out Crooked Stave at the source. So, but tonight, the beer that I'm going to be reviewing, pretty popular one from them. This is their a little closer to the camera. This is their Saint Bretta, their Brettanomyces citrus wild beer, and this one is brewed with Valencia oranges. Um, so this beer I think is brewed a couple times a year. I think there's a summer version and a winter version, and they choose to go with a citrus fruit that's available at the time of brewing. This one was This is August 2015, and they went with obviously Valencia oranges in there. So it's going to be interesting. I'm not the biggest fan of Brett, at least not when it starts to get too funky. So it's going to be interesting to see how this one plays for me. I love Valencia oranges, not so much super funky Brett, but let's see how the two come together and see if I can like it. So, and I know this isn't proper glassware, but I just got this glass today. My man Freddie sent it to me. My Trillium dialed in double IPA glass. I couldn't wait to use it, so I don't care. I'm gonna use it on this beer. So here we go. So as you can see, I washed it up real good because I didn't want to be a victim of dirty glass mafia with this beautiful glass. So um, not definitely not a crystal clear beer. I can see through it, but there's still a little bit of haze on there, um, appropriately so. I mean, it's a wild fermented beer, so it's not gonna. I mean, I doubt that they filter it, so they just probably get a little bit of cold crashing, and that's probably the only. If I had to guess, that's probably the only clarity that's associated with this beer. Um, Head dissipated very fast. I mean, like right now it's like a half a finger, yeah, half a finger of. It looks like a half a finger right here, or a quarter of a finger right here, but not so much inside. There's almost nothing inside other than the collection of foam right there at the top. But it presents beautifully, especially in this glass. Hazy yellow straw color. I think a little bit of infidelity right there with the camera, but nonetheless, pretty beer. Let's see what it smells like. So, there's no doubt that this beer has Brettanomyces in it. That said, it's not Brettanomyces like you would get from what's the one Saison Brett, right? Saison Brett is like Britannia, like Ip Man Brettanomyces. You know when he does that, I mean he does all those punches. That's like Saison Brett on your face. It's like a bread of salt. But this one right here, it seems a little bit tamer. I know there's several different strains of Brett. Most of them give you like this super ridiculous barnyard funk, and then there's one that kind of gives you a, a little bit of sour quality. So I'm hoping that this is that, and I'm interested to see how that's going to play with the Valencia oranges. So I get the Valencia oranges playing around with it as well. I wouldn't readily identify it as Valencia oranges. I would just say that I smell like citrus, or I'd say orange, a generic orange undertones along with that Brett. But yeah, it's there nonetheless. I really want to taste it. So cheers, everybody. So I get a little bit of funk on the nose immediately, but on the taste, I don't really get it. I get sour. I get tart, sour tart, in a good way. Like I really like this beer. Um, and like I said, that's mostly because I don't get all of that. I don't get that Clint Eastwood ass on the saddle all day riding across the Front Range in Colorado, and licking the horse blanket that his assy saddle had been on the whole time. Um, this is sour. Uh, I don't know what wild yeast they're getting out in Denver, and with the addition, well, it's Britannomyces, duh, but it's good. This beer is good. Hold on. I don't get much in the way of the oranges. Yeah, I don't get much oranges at all. Nah, but it's not taken away from this beer at all, and it's not like it doesn't disappoint me because it's not like you see the label. It's not like they're in a it's not like oranges all over the place, just like right there, little script, Valencia oranges. So you're not gonna expect an orange overload. Oranges, I mean, it was just using the beer. It's not meant to be the beer, and I mean, I think that's what that means to me with it. Just a little script right there. It's in the beer. It's not meant to be the beer, and it's not the beer. It's in the beer, but the beer drinks very well. So very good, solid built sour. Um, I need to get some more of this. Finish is really dry. That's why I've taken, like, I hit it 3 times already, and it's almost gone. Finish is real dry. Makes you want to go back and get another one. This one only clocks in at 5.8%. So session for sure. I mean, you could smash 3 of these and be all good for however long. So yeah, great beer. Cricket Stave does it again. I haven't had a bad one from them yet. They do not disappoint. Specifically, if you like this style of beer, if you like Brett and want to experience a different strain of Brett than what you normally get, like I think it's like Bruxellensis, or whatever is in Saison Brett, whatever is in Arval or Orval, or however you pronounce it. This is totally different from that. This is much more sour than it is funky, and that's right down my pipe for sure. So yeah, that said, um, this beer for me, this is a solid. This is 4.25. Um, it's not like it's a fantastic no frills beer. There isn't anything ridiculous going on. It's just straight up and down. It is what it is, and they did it very very well. So cheers to Crooked Stave. I'm going to be at GABF. I'm going to go to the Thursday session, so you better believe Friday and Saturday, one of those days, I will be spending copious amounts of time at Crooked Stave over in the Source, right across the street from Great Divide, right down the alley from Mockery. So yeah, you got options. Then my Coloradans, y'all got options specifically in Denver. So yeah, there you go. 4.25 CBN caps for Crooked Stave St. Bretta Britannomyces citrus wild beer with Valencia oranges. So, folks, please be sure to hit that like button down there. Subscribe, say hi, comment, and you can follow us on all our different social media platforms. Instagram, Craft Beer Nation. I'm sorry, the Craft Beer Nation on Instagram. On Twitter, we're Craft Bee Nation, and of course, you can find us on Facebook and Google Plus. So, until next time, ladies and gentlemen, peace.